Maneva na say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
You are most welcome to PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell for more updates, like and also share for others to watch. Thank you. You can also leave a comment after watching or send us a voice note on our WhatsApp number showing on your screen. Gyamfi has finally crashed with the communication officer of MPP, Richard Ahiagba, and making a fool out of him. Also picking a point one after the other from Bawumia's address and exposing him equally on that. Without much ado, I would like you to join me listening to what's transpired. Thank you.
Ma yana mo asene ma munyina akwa baby o check with your time 49 after 5 lawyer Gyamfi wa National Communications Officer of the NDC, Richard Ahiagba Director of Communications for the NPP. Mo messages ni bebre na aba. I will be reading them for you after Gyamfi makes his presentation. Na moa ebia unya ye WhatsApp number no, the number to send your messages to no 0548 443 523 0548 443 523. I mean, Kyle say your discussion segment Tabia Herbal, Seahorse Engine Oil, and a Franco Trading Ebuayin na yede April. Same ma yentio me pacho.
Obi, that's it. Didi kain me pese me sre minua Richard. When him say menene die. Ye enuafo. Me penasem pa because I think he's one of the few gentlemen in the MPP.
Asempa FM.
The message say we kasa mu no, ye di ni die be mai ho. Because ohwe me a me kasa no. Mama no antia me nua no. So enti ma ye nye ne se kasa twitwie na obi di agro na obi yesi. Because se me start say me ye bia na anye me nua ne de. Enti we die ye nyina ye mfa nya futu. Obi die to so mienu. Em se we fidie ye so. Na ye ba ha so na ye kasa ni petie yen eno nti asem bi a meka bia na nam se minim se omo mutie ye no efam waba na omo di suade no e wo se ye di adanse ye ka ho meka kire wo se Bawumia wo position no bisa amisa ata 170 questions e ma wo ka se enya no kre na na office issue statement bi se ni musa obi story e kita mi na tifi asem e Bawumia chases Mr. Atta. Answer my 170 questions. Dates November 14, 2016. City FM online. Okay. Na quotation na a woman. Bawumia Nangasa Echo Central Region. Let me read the first paragraph. It says, it seems the Vice President Kwesi Bekwem Mr. Atta will have no peace until he answers the 170 questions on the economy challenge posed him by the running mate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. This is because Dr. Bawumia went to the Vice President's hometown in Mori, in the Central Region, looking for him to answer the questions. Quotes. This is a direct quote. I hear this is the Vice President and Mr. Atta's hometown. Is that the case? I have been looking for him. He has 170 questions to answer, and he has been running away. So tell him I came to his hometown and he should answer the 170 questions. There is nowhere to hide again. Unquote. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Avida meka na enokra na enyanokre. Obi, emotinko enokra na enyanokre.
Oh, so me ready crobby asante message or the send me na meka.
Who says ankrofo omu dey say you di akire ni sua you di kan nante. Omo boss on your trofo. Do you expect them to speak the truth? Do you expect them to speak the truth? No credit, no credit. Sankrofo no ebi ni omanum. Adanse nini. Na wo se wakwa Mr. Atta kromu chi si ni say on answer 170 questions. Mr. Atta no a president. Obi no a president. No your vice president. The entina na obi sa nesa. 170 questions no. Because of say as vice president on na a chairman of the economic management in Meboa. Enti any questions about the economy, Bawumia na say as say in 2016 no, or say Mr. Atta, and I was ye de won tansa bono. Into ono name you questions na no. Ada na wan ko you Mahama Krumo bole. Anka say Mahama name you questions na no. In much the same way, and Ghana, ya ye ton wa ye nto, ya ye free a ye ntua. ya ye pɛ adwuma ye nya bi omani mu aye den a aban omukura waba omobosi aban ntimi ntua na wama omo haircut ye debt ye economy bibia pascal man na ye ball economy no ɛho sobo ni nyina te sɛ de Bawumia de ball omampanyi dada abedi omampanyi abedi ekire dada misata no Bawumia ka kire sɛ ono na responsible per this awoye anamebwa so yesi abaye de bo techi no enya no na de boba. Why must misata be measured by one standard na edu Bawumia so de ayen set new questions. Nti Richard onyanya atwom no no mo di Bawumia akire no omunya so musua sa atoro no na emoa wo mo de etoso mienu obi me ka se Ghana fo eni Bawumia mu gidie esan nkontompo a watwa emra na obontoa oye lectures oye fora na okeka nsem akese te se ono de we nyansabo akwa na ono na ye de ne be ye omampenya be de akire na obeda economy na no a obetumi ama ho to ne yedi aba no sansem ni nyina Ghana fo mu se na ya atoro na me mau a scientific survey global info analytics aye and the figures near clear say Ghana force you muni Bawumia mujidie Richard muni ya osi netikwa pai hwese wesi ya sopa musadankwa ene Ghana info analytics osi musadankwa say ono agada data okogada data wenfa at the end discrediting them minua opanyin kasasa o ya yete nyina yakụ school ya kire say if you want to criticize the scientific survey it must be based on something ebi I will say Nhwemu omokoye no ma anye ni ye because ebi omo sample size was wrong. Ebi their questionnaires and the framing was wrong.
It was 3 days to gather data across the country, you know, for him.
Who told him that? Textbook when he addressed that they know. Oh, what did the papaya tempasa? Bene amenu kese. There is no agency, Ghanaian owned agency, omo ye research or Ghana, global info analytics. All their latest predictions, even MPP primaries, NDC primaries, ni nyina abem. Osi omu nimhwe wo so awa ntimi ankyere di nti ade omo ka no enya no kre osi EIU for okay nti yenko EIU EIU for omo so omo nya predictions e joma ama na be re 2024 ana obi mi bisa enye omo ya na omo nye
abasa a public record
good nti EIU for na wo so say omo no wo ho dada no omo so say joma hama na Ghana for woni mugidi e beto ama no afi de so wa fere Fitch omumpo di abrofo world renowned organization almost say John Mahama na be in 2024 because ono na Ghana for woni mugidie eno so e ade no ankwa ma unti udidi musadankwa ni global info analytics. This is the party of intellectuals. The scientific posters assembled without any basis. Obi me catch say Dr. Bawumia ye nipa oye nkontompo hene oyo trofo na manka ne kwa me mawo me nyina so na me nyina so ne sen obi ya kase obi di atoro ene sen oni obi a o kase we eye nenso no kuremu no eye bi obi ana meboa entoro ne se waka asem bi na sa asem no enim enti me ka se owura Bawumia ka kire Cape Coast for say o si habo for Friday ama wo mo na habo bi ani ho obi meboa na memmoa
yeah, at the time, but someone paying trade was omu yidi call.
Me buana me mwa. Osi we are building. Ni ento blog kra. Yentu foundation kra. Na just nipa no your trofo. Hwe examples bebreba me de ma wi. MPP communications director otia. Ontumi nkan ba akokra. Osi we dey sami Gyamfi bua. Me ma na challenge we nura wo Metro TV. Se kyerɛ me asɛm ba ko a makasa Bawumia ka eye ntro. Eye no kre. Ni yanka se Bawumia nya otrofo oso osame next week wa be hia me asempa ha ototo papa so na wo ka for gift. You can't tell me one thing Bawumia concrete roads the way in 18 months of an MPP government no community will have a water or toilet problem no Bawumia kan na wanka Bawumia kan say ehia se ye bobosia ye kwan na wa ye adwuma wo Bank of Ghana the money is here o kan na wanka one student one tablet last year ya wo uni obuoma Ghana for ne omo mutie yen. That is why you can just parry. You are the communications director. Ni pay you. MPP for nyina kasa mafo no nto se o Sami Gyamfi kan wei enwa dance nie Bawumia nkasa Sami Gyamfi bua utimi kwotena show so say 1 week time ade ache what dance sorry untumi point bi afedi na o meka me ntia o say oh ena Jomama na your trofo because Jomama abreso Ford gift buy ena ono a mi kotu no o say ye nokre say nya nokre o e buy Richard pa na sana wote e wan kasa wote radio so kasa o say ye nokre o say nya nokre o e buy meaning that the wan kasa wo kan nokra do nim say nya nokre Ford gift strategy for him obi mi bizao constitutional independent body o him o ka say dey no o ka say Jomama ye boni bi o say wa nya boni bi a obi na be che ne car e na o de car ne che o my Ghana I ne o my Ghana dey say use car no
Almost he only breached the gift policy.
Yes, but almost say there was no corruption, there was no bribery. Was there any bribery? Was he was he found? Was he found liable for bribery and corruption?
In the Senate report, no.
In the Straj report,
sorry.
Good.
In the Straj
Yes,
report, Straj says he breached the gift policy,
but
bribery, corruption,
no. Into where I working, communications director at radio, so say the American and you crew and you crew SC.
But breaching the policy for you is no big deal.
Where is it? At the end of the day, no one found the amount of my Ghana. One to them go that. Straj say, there is no bribery, there is no corruption. Also, Airbus, Martina Midu nekofa na asembae. Martina Midu ankasa ye statement say. Airbus asem no hwinim na be UK brochira. Airbus asem na sikura na ye twa investigations ni mu. Martina Midu, haven't you read it? Na mo MPP for no. Why? O say ye twam. O say o mampanya Kufuado ankasa hu say asem no hwinim no. O mampanya Kufuado frɛ no say e mane hwehwe asem no mu kura biem.
It's not true, Massa.
According to Martina Midu. Eric, Google the story for me. Yes.
Where is that?
Was it Akufuado was the one 2020 or catcher or no Martina Midu say in Hwemu kra wontwa so. Na se bibi wo mu a ade na Jomama da so nam ho. Adanse e kire se wo ye boni bi wo mu na wo yemfa. Obi o wo position o te akonwa so na mo wo position. Mu di atoro gu nanimu asesa. E na wa bet no position e ko mfie nwotwe. Adanse e ba ko ben na matimi di abase papa e wabokro no. The man remains squeaky clean. From President Kufuado to no position because Jomama or the $10 million are presidential diaries. I don't see way. Jomama were inflating Ridge Hospital project, Kumasi Airport project. I don't see way. On where dia trosa no nyame gumu ni muase. Inti na muti opposition. Muti abemu and am woda so kasa. Jomama abokro no obi on mo election. Ka evidence no move my. Then Jomama kase were in the 2020 elections but not running into your trofo. Masa. Yeah, left page discussion kakra. Obi, what is he talking about here? Say yakwa to aba. Now opposition leader free say warene. Now o free say yesisi no. Now they asem na court. And then they bin see that. Now Kufuado 2012 one kasa warene election. Bibisa. Yeah, the court Supreme Court won lose. Inti Kufuado say your trofo. Look at this warped logic. Why? I don't know what me argument be crazy. Obi, share. You say, as some way near dancing, you trust some febi near the dance. Even though some you are some no kind, about Mahama, met me a church, the one we say a meaning as Subia. No one can ask what you to me say in Zubia because as some near Ukrainian crew, a sea. Swung. Bibi womu enokre. Bibi bakwe womu enokre pa na se nipa mu di atoro no. Dodo na omota bokro no pa omoye kata hye ne dwirimfo. Eno nti ena owura Bawumia ya ma kyerɛw atoro a watwa obi antimi dispute ba akokora no. Wabɔ man yi kro no PDS. Papay ekosesa bank guarantee requirement into insurance guarantee. Sesa free condition precedent to subsequent. The chile nyina ne se o de Ghana Japade ECG asombo 20 billion cedis. E koma frakadamfo bi aye from PDS o mo hwe so abra no mu ni nkrata e dia dance ye se omu di mu so mo betimi ahwe Japade no so no Bawumia ahwe enu ti Ghana hwe $2 billion according to IE. Bawumia Rice Master di enti ne won kan kire me Bawumia Director of Administration Your friend Keko say or Bawumia office. I didn't think a special prosecutor prosecute. I didn't hear.
Now how because is that related to
how is that related
how is that
to him?
Bawumia's problem?
Obi.
Crime.
Obi, who tie?
Yes.
We am general manager for Asempa FM.
Yes.
Who bet me for multimedia for letterhead. Actual letter come port for say businessman. I will not any more 14 containers about Ghana. Oh boss can answer. Anakwesi twum ehia e de akoye Ramadan donations. Obi mu wa boka wo pese wo wia. Na krono ade ye de Ramadan donations. Na ye che nipa krona multimedia for se ni mo hwe. Obi a na twere letter no. But obi da so ya adwuma wo multimedia. What be that? Why is Kekose still working in the office of Bawumia? Because what threatening Bawumia say we media meka me menyan kramoni me nche Ramadan mo
threaten the way.
Nanka di enti na Bawumia suru. Say we say Bawumia issue statement say letter na branch and tray no. He's still working there as I speak today. Kekose working there as I speak today. Go and ask. Now if we say President Mahama na ti akonya so. And I am friend say nyame mpangu me de mfanto wunti. Nyame mpangu me nua sandobe on the President Mahama ye adwuma. And on the President Mahama letterhead. Actual letter akoma port for Commissioner General say munua obi moma President Mahama nko Ramadan donation. And a President Mahama say oni wo hwe. Nanso oda so ne stand and e konna krana oni na ye adwuma enka Richard Ahiagba ne MPP for beka de. For gift impo a charge for we mu a yes hwe ni mpo so oda so ka. Na Bawumia ono e work with Obia were attempted to steal 14 containers of rice. I was uni more. By your conduct, it means Bawumia and the catching son Kobos Akronon. Oh, Christonia or Ramadan Moda.
By the issue being investigated.
Appearance fee merchant
by the police.
Special prosecutor is being prosecuted.
The guy is being prosecuted
by the special prosecutor.
But the presumption works in his favor. Innocence until proven guilty.
But he's being prosecuted, and nobody has denied it. The office has accepted
but he's
it.
Innocent until proven guilty. So if a decision is taken to sack him, even when the court comes to the conclusion of the matter,
but the vice president has dissociated his office and himself from the letter.
It doesn't take away the presumption.
Master, you can work with presumptions. I am working with facts contained on letters. The letterhead of Bawumia. I mean, to us on anytime. Bawumia, Minister of States.
Yes.
Charles Dubois. Say, or no, the businessmen they call Bawumia ho. Na businessmen na Bawumia bribe $200,000 because Bawumia there. Saha no the Flagstaff also. And yet nipa totohwe akwabiu. Minister of State. Ain't he rich? Where do you know ya say omo di turo no omo ye corrupt ba. That is why Bawumia is this corrupt. And that is why he can't fight corruption.
How is he corrupt?
How is he corrupt? And
based on the Edu Buahin.
Onye corrupt ko PDS obema nipa be bu bukata obeboa nipa se momra baba fo a omu ni sika di kapreba. Mon ko fa 419 fraudulent insurance guarantee MFA ECG. Enyo Bawumia na here. Have you baba for? Akwane events I used to ex barber shop the PDS onyo na na we 28%. Onye baba. Onye Bawumia down for no. Na wo dwen Ghana ho a wo the ECG ejapade 20 billion bema baba fo a they don't have a bank guarantee, they don't have an insurance guarantee.
Characterization is not fair.
It's not fair. How they may baba the bottom line is say PDS for be GG light bills 1.5 billion. Emeka Ghana nsa. Why na amana basa ye Bawumia na boa wo momoboy krono. Contained in the FTI report, he chaired the meeting that changed it from a condition precedent to subsequent and from bank guarantee to insurance guarantee. Appearance fee bibia wo. Na obi, utie minua Richard and some no kwesre. Also economy ni dia say. Na economy na say no e COVID-19 ni Russia-Ukraine war. E sa say mu nyai kama Ghana fo nyai tie. Nobody believes that lie. Obi. Or see, before COVID in my na economy ni it grew 8%. Number one. Economy ne grew 8% in 2017. Enya mo fancy a. FM. Because President Mahama Abreso munya metena konya sumpo no na IMF, World Bank, EIU ya obo mudin. Omo a predict say Ghana Eric for sorry no mame Ghana economy EIU and what site EIU so remember EIU statistics and go EIU said in 2016 that Ghana's economy will grow by 8% in 2017 na munio di enti no mokasa because now John Mahama the nation builder the new mapenti Ghana nya 2 additional oil fields ababeka ba ko pe Jubilee fields na o mampenyi ko for di jana no. In 2017 the oil and gas sector grew by 80% and over. That is why growth went to 8%. Unim hu matching because 2 additional oil fields are 10 and some kofano Mahama and Dubai. Sena many minua obi kra na edi president na onu ye president na me ye vice and kebeba.
Ye bornioma tro kan kra nka sele beba.
Because 2 oil fields job ama ye adwuma na yie. Opanyin pa wa ba bedi abusua panyin we judge apade papa. Ti nkra ne ba no mudi de. Ebiem oba ye no de ntia na economy ni ye kakra ni EIU we ni say we dey also EIU for nkwa no ji omudi. December 18 2016 EIU foretells 7% economic growth for Ghana in 2017. This was December.
So 8%.
Metwaso obi. Timiye.
Me too.
Ebiem obetina konwa so no. Na John Mahama ban 2015 omo de yakọ IMF program. Enti na yenya $937 million. Obi, say sika no. John Mahama nyamu be $300 million pe. Akufo-Addo ne Bawumia ba emu $600 million aka omu ne nyae. And because of that IMF program, now economy no enya credibility and enyema start ko yie ansakra na mo ba. Enunti program no was lasted for 3 years from April 2015 or 2015 to 2018. Bawumia who say John Mahama IMF program ended and then be until or extended 1 more year to 2019. It was because of the 2 additional oils that John Mahama de buy and the IMF program and into the economy no it grew sir. Na COVID-19 IMF program ended 2019 and almost started so mudi sika no.
Asempa FM.
It by 2019 kona we na COVID the maye na Ghana ka adu 225 billion March 2020 before we recorded COVID. Now your debt to GDP a free 56% as at Mahama Abreso in December 2016. Now kwa could do 63%. What the below the line items ka ho na e cost 70%. Na economy ni say manufacturing sector was on the decline, construction sector was on the decline. Now COVID the maye no more this kind of say no. Eti COVID no maye kra na economy no foundation I den asay. That is why a World Bank country director Mr. Laporte ka say enye COVID nkwa na asay Ghana economy because economy na yare dada ansa na COVID eba obi meboa. Na why na nim sikasem I'm a student of economic policy. Why na nim sikasem obeka cho say economic management is mutually exclusive from external shocks. Yakasa obi enim sikasem ntoto ye obi manage economy. It is made up of the internal and the external. And nothing about Bawumia will position catch say if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will do what? Expose you. So fundamentals was strong. Now shock absorbers, your friend buffers, strong one. External shocks no beba enya susanso bia kese ewo economy so.
Is that always
true? Minua, mama ka bibi ncho. Adenti na COVID. Na enye pandemic.
A pandemic.
Echere say we are seeing na ya. COVID no ebi anko Cote d'Ivoire. Ebi anko Togo. Ebi anko Burkina. Ebi anko Nigeria. Ada na mama ye o metwa ye ho ahie nyina. Obi ani wa ne ka mene no na wonti bintu aneka. How come none of them have defaulted on their debts? How come none of them has lost access to the capital market? How come say mama we nyina obi ani we no ye bola economy? How come? How come say Africa 54 countries Ghana yeah and your interest rate okoje besia nsi hu no eye the highest in the whole of Africa for 2 consecutive years. Yanko na COVID ba. Mu free say Ghana for ohuru yanim kosura na. Mu free say Ghana for the excuses are too much. COVID in my no say economy no. Say COVID na ye the reason there and ye was say kan aman ye twa ye ho ahie nyina obi aso default. Obi aso akọ IMF say ye default ye ntimi ntua ye ka ye debt exchange. Cote d'Ivoire omo ye debt exchange bi ho. Nigeria ye bibisa. So it is not COVID. In any case, COVID yare e ba ye. Abakra ba beboa mo ama mafa ho te se bro nya we akoko. COVID nti sika MPP fo manya. Ene de mo wia ye betumi aka. Hey, unim. COVID, according to the Auditor General, a car Ghana born COVID, hunina, PPEs, free water, free diaben, and yama testing, contact tracing, nina hoka, a 12 billion cities. According to Auditor General, COVID kroya my 22 billion cities. And umpono, now when fa second $1 billion from IMF, special drawing rights link count. What they count now, this is a bench, they count 30 billion cities, COVID in 20. Now it is a COVID cost to Ghana 12 billion. But a Ghana 30 billion. COVID so fast. You know the reason why COVID came 2020, 2021, you what 2022 aba, 2023 aba, you what 2024. Wouldn't be a solo blame COVID no. Because it can be a bar because of COVID no. Omu chichema omu party for what is a bull fruit. Corona make no. Yasi bomu chiche finsu ase beka choso dente me we ni nechinye. Felicia Tete Saderigu no MPP parliamentary candidate. Banu denia be de chirema MPP ewo esirema mentifi. O say COVID is ikaro no kwa ye mani.
O de walo asia man me pa. More than 20 minutes. More than 20 minutes.
2 billion. Constituency executives 10,000. That is how they distributed the money. Check Auditor General's reports. And ya tesem, ya ma company be contract modern security printers. So monkoye education on COVID-19 safety protocols in secondary school 14 billion OCDs. The Auditor General says the money was paid, the work was not done. Yet to infidie $250,000 medical equipment. Yamfanko hospital seni payare. How wicked can you be? They diverted it, sold it, and chopped the money. Auditor General Neka. Mafa COVID when the disika when the year campaign 2020. What say economy in area was a COVID-19? So nobody can blame COVID. Obi, share. Bawumia speech ya waken. Dear Richard, I don't know how crash him. You've given him 2 opportunities to speak on the speach. Untimi nkadia ba kokra Bawumia ka di adwuma ba na di
no I say I feel no see obaso. 70 point vision.
But the point I am making here, and this is the last thing I will say about this COVID excuse. Obi. Emra MPP 4 Nancy omo ka say Ken Ufuriata onko fie no. Ken must go. Their own MPs came together. According to their leader, Mensa Bonso, say, oh, MP say, one Rashe baby, ko Benkrum say,
Semper FM.
Ken Ufuriata, or your main photo sound for Uncle Tenefi, the entire. Almost because we mismanage Ghana economy. So they themselves, in their minds, in their conscience, they know, say, the problem is mismanagement. Nasenka, economy now say no. And inflation 23%. Interest rates the highest in Africa. Unemployment all-time high 14%. Say external factors in one are saying there. And the Bawumia and Ujane a free Akufuadumi. I don't know Ujane. He's running away because he knows it is mismanagement. So stop the excuses. And Ghana for Mutiemi. The Richard can hear him put say. Okotowa Bama MPP was saying. Because on November 2025, economy no say no more on because of COVID. On November 2026, economy no say na ye won chere on because of COVID. We don't need leaders all the time. They give flimsy excuses for their own failings and mismanagement.
Okay.
Ye po penyin bia odwene hwe kan or experience why ye be da when is wadi hunu John Mahama. Ono na dum so ba ye wan blame obia. Or say even though it's a problem, it's in 1984, 1997, 2007. I take responsibility. Me blame past government. I will fix it, and he fixed it. We want problem solvers, not lazy minds who are always giving excuses for their mismanagement, which has destroyed the economy. That is not what Ghana needs. So, I'm say you can't speech now about Bawumia and once more. Afi ya drew so many time no nkyere de Bawumia ka eye no kra eno na di mpuntuo ni ahoto eni nnwuma
me na se same Gyamfi ne training current me call Richard and then you take us through the part of the speech how be pese Ghana for better ba ansa na no koko me pa cho me ntie we
obi I think that I did about me refi
earlier. 10 names.
Oh, maybe
10 minutes names. Now one more time, Abo. Richard 10.
I did about I'm saying
about the questions is
but earlier on I can assembly Samika, even though it's not consequential anymore, but my main case there's a UBA attribute to Kojo.
Kojo upon Chroma.
Yeah, saying he says Dr. Bawumia was instrumental in the E11. You know, Muamufi here no buy and ra no buy.
Yeah, he was on Joy.
Yes, on Joy. And yesterday. Actually, it was the heading was sensationalized. Omokai at the end, there was nothing like that in the story. And no say Sami Ediaba say in Aswa and then in Aswa. Obi. Vision.
Yes.
Yeah, idea. A direction. And you know, as a leader, no, as a vision. So vision, no, as a to me steady. Na oman for ehunu say we say in our person na eno emma direction say ha say na wo de yeko ho no ebeboa ye na ye nyina abubu so na ya hwese ebeboa ya na say emboa ye enti leader bia say utumi state vision na obi vision nso so enya de a ye ka say sa 70 point a year make yi. That is not the vision, that's the breakdown of the vision. Enti say wo vision no na vision ni mu na ebetete nkete na ehu say kwan a obefa so achieve ade na wakasa opese o ye no enidi na ye di ekiri ti yem fato ho a eni say akolabi betuma aka cho ma mi so menyi ana so opase menyi a be say me be ye a lawyer ana say be me doctor ana say be ye odefo ana say businessman na sa akola na nusu ade hunu na anamon a obetu efidanu a oka asa asem no enne be kire say obetumi ababeye sa odefo no ana say sa doctor no opese obeye ana say ontumi beye enti the yewra Dr. Bawumia the vision o state here but say be kind vision no answer ya call the breakdown of the vision no nyoma ewomu na ehɔ no aboayen ama it to be a steady the okay. I think sir okay, so it says okay, my vision is to create a tent big enough to accommodate all our people, to tap into the resourcefulness and talent of our people, irrespective of our different ethnic, political, and religious backgrounds, to channel our energies into building the kind of country that assures a food sufficient, safe, prosperous, and dignified future for all Ghanaians, to create sustainable jobs with meaningful pay for all, and for Ghana to participate fully in the fourth industrial revolution using systems and data. Obi, and there make KSC no, vision. Nanka me summarize am say akola so nyi aba be say. Now in that statement no, education. And show say as a society no, that vision is driving inclusiveness. Say baka in boom. It shows self-reliance. It shows domestication, local resourcefulness and using of local talents to develop. It shows ethnic, political, and religious tolerance. It shows security, prosperity. It shows almighty jobs. It talks about industrialization, talks about digitalization, housing, agriculture. That is vision. Now, Okomwa, or say, to realize this vision, Nyoma Obeyeno. And now, yeah, breaking it down into those 70 points. Now, I shall see an Obi. For any dream to come true, except unya GD home. Now, the principal thing Dr. Bawumia identified is manifest with the animal and this phone. They say, you need GD or you move. I said, they be at the end, you also yen to me. You also yen to me. Now, the first implementation, and I said the idea says to me nya na realize this vision and they say nya GDO you say idea is here be no you be to me and you know so it's moving in a direction to grant say will introduce a certain growth mindset in our curriculum to help build that mindset for us as a people so that we can believe in ourselves. Obi, I then I been able to me aeroplane, I been to me kola secondary school, now to me programming, to me coding in your ma, ama omo koso. Sa application ya de BIMP na ya to so ya de TikTok ni we mu nyina. Nkra baby na omo to me yes I dey based on the education, based on the orientation they are. So the first thing to realize this vision, and they say Ghanaians must move away from the mindset of impossibility to possibility. Obi, unya sa orientation the sky is the limit. So the first thing is the liberation of our mindset and the limitation we put on ourselves. And I think that is very instructive. It will help to unleash your potential. Need to be engaging the opportunities at Ghana. The Medca number 2 and I said 3, which are key cross-cutting. Okay. The first one, person me doing common, the tax reform person Obi, the conversation you're having is about tax really, in terms of government fiscal policy. And I only want to say, as a party, your preference, and they say to use tax, you use tax, as a tool to stimulate development and as a production. And be tax here, share tax, and they say, the tax way to her. A kwamba so na beboa ama market to me ayejuma. And you share the situation I will now. The tax regime I was saying no. Tax regime I inherited everything. Nothing has been done to it. So complex, so complicated. I am a Kai. This was have been 2022, and I say 2022 was I'm a V84. I say call a man for shop. Na a train. Okoton idea. Okoton idea. Omo natural VAT ticket the way ni na. It's just because the tax regime is so constricted. And Braba say to be reform. Now the reform now is a straightforward reform. A simple flat rate. And oko winim oba wichia is the same thing that applies across board. A very easy to comply with, easy to enforce, and a more it will help widen the tax net. The entire business be GRA4 bejina omo shop now maka say we have beto ade ni VAT ticket yen betro. And he say the pool of people are say tax omo to realize revenue projection limited. And when yam through omo ho no a na samato. So I say ufa kwan bia so to the extent say it's becoming almost a problem. Say Bikaipa said during that time now I was in Kumasi and you go a month for boof say basa. But you have to do it because it's part of the system not more pretty. So with this arrangement, you pull away from that. Simplify it. Now you apply it across board. Now in addition to that, because it will open the tax net, the possibility of say obenya tax payers and more will be realized in this. Yes. Now, Udo Tise with the Ghana card and using your Ghana card as your tax identification number. By that design, you have expanded the tax. Now, because you have more taxpayers, it is possible when rate in the bar for Mokrana, you can achieve revenue projection. One of the issues say the collection rate, a quality fee is but a what tax net outside. It is also. It is says a good tax net in excess of about 24 billion or so. Now, if amount, you bet to me even add 2, 3, 4, 5% of it. Then here. Say you be business way you be audit way say because you pay revenue if you're more aje. So the flat rate tax arrangement, is something that will bring relief both to taxpayers, to government in terms of raising revenue, and then to production, because at that point, business will be freed to be able to work with predictable tax levels. Production cost. Now production so cost na say economy no grow. Na so say enuma and so create enuma. So that's one of the important value of that tax policy. Now the other thing, Obi, person me kan wasem. Part of the how we realize this global vision how government expenditure can be cut. When you say Obi, government expenditure economic tool, part of fiscal policy, to me a use to stimulate the economy. Because there is friends economic activity slow down. I get demand call for more. To me a use government spending to create consumption. Now no ama activity akoso. And say cut government expenditure. And yet they be a positive because it has effect on aggregate demand. And a friend say a family. So the idea here is providing a better way forward. And it's instead of government spending money, say be a cars and I say office equipment and in your mind here, I said the public administration who do mano. Instead of buying a usikatos animal, we'll go into an arrangement where those items are leased. But what I say, instead of going in that way, we'll make sure we'll lease the item. Now, only see item now. What it does is that it does two things, Obi. One, and it cuts government expenditure in terms of initial money. I said would me put it forward to buy those things, and two, maintenance. The maintenance culture in Ghana, very very poor. And if you go into the private sector arrangement now, the private sector, because of their ownership and the profit interest, over to me I'm maintaining. And because also of competition, there'll be efficiency inherent in that. The government can get better offers at a lower cost to government, and that efficiency will save government, and then government expenditure will come down. The other part of that too, Obi, is that whilst government is saving money and not spending, it's creating businesses or allowing businesses to grow. Because instead of government, and I say equipment, managing business are doing it now. They now here to make sure they can meet the demand from government side. So whilst government is cutting costs, there's also creation of employment. The other thing, when we say I
was saying you should add 5 more minutes.
Okay,
that's what I said.
Okay, I say one of the issues, Obi, a problem owing to the Russia-Ukraine war and a cost of living. Now, cost of living, Ghana, it comes from 3 things primarily: energy and transportation. To address those issues, there's a proposal which is saying, we have to move away, especially public transport, to reinvest in public transport through electric vehicles, to make sure, in achieving lower costs and predictable costs for public transport. When you invest in electric vehicles, you are able to then cut the costs, because then fuel cost, it's something that is inevitable. Back to the cost of production, and therefore young consumers But if you are able to remove that from the equation, then you have the opportunity to then reduce the cost of friend is saying transport. The same way in terms of agriculture, the inputs, I think I was going to read you that paragraph. The investment in agriculture, food sufficiency, if you attain food sufficiency, you are able then to keep prices low. And if you achieve that, Obi, then you are in a process of making sure that cost of living is coming down. Now, in terms of energy, one of the key things is the transition from fossil fuel into green energy. And one of the key provisions are implementing. The tax on import of solar panels will be completely removed. Obi, as amount for to make us Ghana with all the sun we have. It is the most naturally occurring option for us to produce electricity. With this initiative, people will be able to move and create their own electricity sources rather than say depending or ECG. So the tax, tax if you are completely able to become energy self-sufficient in terms of one kasa or install or electricity panels and make sure say obi to me enya electricity without depending on friend is saying ECG. Every day piano not the price and the cost. Now that also ultimately will help the country in terms of our dependence and import of fuel or any fossil fuel product, and no will affect our foreign exchange and currency positions. So in terms of solving the bread and butter issues, these three key ideas driving forward will ensure that when Dr. Bawumia becomes president, we'll then be in a position to first address the issue to do with the tax issue, make sure say tax baba form, and two, deal with the cost of living issue, and ensure say amount for people can have more or less a more manageable life without the fluctuation in cost of living. And then so these are some of the key propositions there are lots of them that we can discuss. I think Zenka
very well.
Zambia and find the propaganda bank will have a chance to talk about all the 70
a lot of
proposals
in the 70
yes,
Sammy.
But that's a pa. Eti Bawumia vision any.
No, back so what can say
20 minutes Bawumia vision any.
How? 15 minutes. And
Bawumia vision
a dose our family train. That's what kind of what?
Obi. Bawumia vision papa pa wo mu miensa na wakaje yo. Papa pa NMPP kasa mafo a wote ha. Wakaje the kan ne say Bawumia say Ghana for ye ni gidie ti yen liberalize ya adwen eno na vision. Bawumia vision no oba no wa bebie ya adwen mu ye no ye think small ya adwen no wo fom ti yen bie ya adwen mu eno ye vision. Bawumia vision ne say a oba na wa ba ma VAT ne tax tua no ayemere obe simplify no so omure fit taxation to production na Bawumia kan eno no akwa kosi say
abasa no na mekai
mpenyifo say kwatere kwase obema ntoma tie ne di wo share your bo wo so be move from taxation to production wo do over 40 taxes abeto yeso was answer asoma Richard abetena say o meka say me ba na ma ba beti taxes so asre semwe obi Bawumia vision ne say or my whole lecture on your kate government expenditure and fast why benya really na Bawumia onim say is expenditure. In 9 months in 2021, 9 months, January to September, Bawumia office spent 4 million cedis equivalent to 40 billion cedis on what they describe as emergency activities. Emergency activities, Bawumia. 9 months, 40 billion cedis. Omoankasa report almost submitted through Chief of Staff to Parliament is there. Obi, Bawumia no ene ye Vice President impo. Ne staffers, ni aid, na advisors, omo ye 25. 25. Ono nimse ni ezikati expenditure. Obi ono kope president, super delegates conference, ultimi tuya bribe 100,000 cedis, 150,000 cedis. The omo ano mo kwakoto. Main one no wante. Kennedy Japan came out, even the delegates nankasa their videos. We see minya 1 billion. Sikalegu kamu. Na main one no, main election no, ni paburu 200,000 when you be have 400 Ghana cedis. Onu ni ya thing is expenditure. So about beteneka. baby onya sika ni free no de akwakwehye nti vision minu ye de bia wo sori an yen kasa ba vision ni electric cars baby amodi adu no na Bawumia wan kasa o kadafo nyina be mo ka eno so asi akosi sai
Asempa FM.
concrete roads akosi sai penyise kwatre kwa oso be mount ma tie ni din say me better taxes so e-levy una what they buy and I'm putting it on record here Kojo Upon Chroma said it. The video is on my phone. When I end my submission, I'll give it to you. You can play it. Said Bawumia was instrumental in crafting the e-levy law. It is there, black and white. City on City. The video is here, and the story is here. It will be concluded and I'm the now be. Me catch us Bawumia say more kind, Dodo na yentro. Into would me a pain, you have started marathon. Entro number 1, Bawumia say a buy way and the online passport application buy. Obi me wa. But your online passport application and your Bawumia na the buy.
When you vision,
Me say
the speech he read, 73-page speech. Bawumia assert and say, or no, why are dear? Yanto nyom mfreno esan say or the online passport application aba and I make a choice online passport application 2014 and yet technical committee with foreign affairs ministry momo ye piloting Ambassador Christian, the chief director of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs at the time, was the chairman of the committee. By December 2016 and a John Mahama by launch online passport application. The GTV video is there. The report they did. Obi, when
and oh video and so
hey, Obi, so you are pretending say where them for where them is here. Me pretense bia. Obi, you know it. Now Obi will research away in Chrome
and I'm say
you haven't seen this video. I've sent it to you. Check your WhatsApp. Hana Teta or launch online passport application December 2016. And the story is there. Graphic did it, Modern Ghana did it. Nobody can lie. It's Bawumia or your trophy. The atosu biem Bawumia can say or the online passport application which is not true, and because of that, in Tuko passport officer, Kronu e wo nyina no tu ase. Obi Nancy 2023 ya. And Bawumia, you can the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Sherry Ayoko book your passport office. Obi, and also so are you going to pretend you don't know?
Your core passport office. No say
penny for 1 year then almost bribes corruption kosoro our threat almost over transfer
sure
jade na Bawumia tibika so ne Ghana fo nyina be kasa no they share the speech mu say or no digitalization aba utimi tena with them or online apply for passport 24/7 and unti ukọ passport office na we tu katacheche ne proyase or trofo and throw number 2 Obi
Richard
okasa me
no time
okay and your intro number 2. Intro number 3. Bawumia say aban we ya create nyuma nko or pepe mienu ne ba ya kan say aha ba kon 2.1 million jobs.
Yes.
Obi we dey making kan kakra because the throw in and the first 2 I know the facts are already out. That is why I didn't read any publications, but you already know the facts. But Obi, dey kind say February 2021, and the Minister for Employment and Labor Relations, Ignatius Bawumia, or call Parliament for the vetting. And then at that vetting, he told Parliament, say, from 2017, ABC 2020, when a swafwa, abaya juma omu creating now on a down on Nikita data no, obi meboa. And also 2017 to 2020, abaya creating new man over 3 million. Story in the Kitam Hey, Business and Financial Times online, 18 February 2021. Any over 3 million jobs created in the Kufuado first term. Ignatius Bawumia. So Cham Kuntumpu Mausa Fwayra or Dabonte. Obi Yankabian Shem September 2022, and the minister has also called Parliament. And just kind of Parliament. Yes, the minister, over 2021. Now, say, creating new man over 3 million. Now, they say, new man, creating saying where the my John online and Nikita me hey. 16 September 2022, government has created 5.3 million jobs. Employment and Labor Relations Minister Ignatius Bawumia. He said, "Yeah, you manage 3 million, drew 5.3 million jobs." And Alhaji Bawumia, 27th April 2023, yeah. Alhaji Bawumia so quoted on Twitter say, "Abana ya dia pa na abana creative nyuma." They said, "The human na free over 3 million, call 5.3 million." Ora Bawumia say, "A 2,255,928." Hey, Okasa nano ade yaswa o say adwuma na 2.1 million. So atra omudi nti no figures no insisi so. Eye den na wa create adwuma 3 million akọ 5.3 obesi 2.2 sanso ko 2.1 atoro. Na me pese na me ka ne ha na obi ate ase say aban we ya create 2 million jobs wo Ghana. Enka Ghana obi a wa adwuma ka ye wo underemployment wo Ghana. Obi, what is that 2016 Ghana Living Standards Survey 7? Ghana Statistical Service here, no. Page 89. Almost a Ghana for us at 2016 no muni adwuma, 15 years and above. No more 1,027,000. Kakreguso. It is a multi creative adwuma 3 million, over 3 million within the first 4 years. And they call 5.3 million. And now 2.2 and now 2.1, whichever you want to believe. 2021 population census, Ghana Statistical Service for now say, omu ni adwuma 1.5 million. So how can you create over 2 million or 3 million or 5 million jobs and still unemployment rate has almost doubled? Now 8.4% 2016. And almost 14%, all-time high. I said then I will create a juma millions, you see. It's a atronia who do rather sem, and a Bawumia, every try. And then only atronia who do rather sem. And throw number 4, at here for be free some much, Dr. Bawumia so on a fixed doom so. And I'm ready to be my dupe and throw a door so say, Mr. Make just and better airtime. To my do. In my time, in the 50 minutes. Oh boy, Obi. I come in 8 minutes.
No be our time.
Obi tell me. Dumso, Bawumia say on the solve dumso. O solve dumso way. O solve dumso way. Obetna Joy FM here March 2016 say Mahama solve dumso but my mona baso. Obi me boa na memoa. Me kasabi ana ma yi Philip Osebunso a. Dwumedia ye di onna oye titireni a ototo ya no mayi na dance munim se asem bia nya nukure bia obi o ma ne ntwam enti de mekan ya hoya honhu nyina no you should know it is factual. But Bawumia said Mahama has fixed dumso by my mona baso March 2016 ha obi a wetie me bia google it. Mahama deserves no credit for fixing dumso. You even see the video. Me no can say that Adom FM4 Facebook page. Chairman Sabonso dan say hello FM. Majority leader, my people will rush bedroom. Was a Mahama na solve dumso, but at a high cost. Nana Poku, MPP presidential aspirant, Penyimpa, Kojo Poku. Or say ye wad na sebia yemfama John Mahama because on the solve dumso. Who doesn't know? Said dumso ended by 2016 and you low shedding BBM. Who doesn't know? Dear na Bawumia ye chess on na solve dumso. John Mahama, anya de bia Bawumia na ebo no so bo say o man kani ano do so bro so kra nti wa ma ye SS power ye bo woka. Adena Bawumia otisa. Adena papai o yesa. No one ma Richard adwuma ye den and people talk against people like Richard. A very great communicator, but there are certain lies the man cannot defend it. And Bawumia na ma MPP communicators adwuma ye den sa no. What's the born now as a Richard great communicator, excellent, but nipa na wo defend no atronkwa. How can Richard defend this? Obi, who na your communicator my MPP? Can you defend this? Now Bawumia entro number 5. Or say now buying the digital application see aba omo obi be a friend www.epay.gov.gh na hono kwa you e-health, you e-pharmacy, your DVL for hobby and a GR for hobby and I would to me apply for BBA online with me to a BB or the e-way chaba pepacho obi e intro Sa nyina no wankaza winnim ifiti ase 2011 2012 World Bank for ne ma Ghana aban sika aye de ye dwumadi bi e friend e-transform and that e-transform no jo ma ma hwem ye nya e-government e-procurement e-parliament ye platform under e-government ye friend e-services.gov.gh under that platform ni di AM for toye GRA for ho DAVL for ho NHIS for ho ye start ye automated digitalizing all these government services to make it easy for Ghanaians to access these services in an efficient and timely manner. Alaji Bawumia baya no pintimamento akwadrura baya na obechenji colors no. And to check it, the last page of the green book you published in 2015 e-services.gov AM for boso DVL for boso obibia wo ene Bawumia say ono na ye obwa Osio na banya ye fiber optic she obia entro number 6 and also so obwa John Mahama by the longest fiber optic network in Ghana 900 kilometers Eastern Corridor and the powers are digitalization efforts in according to Omo Minister for Communication Oslo Usu John Mahama na ye from Ho Obi Ekusi Boko it passes through 120 communities 5 districts Metro Fiber 300 kilometers Accra and Tema and my Wi-Fi in the internet President Mahama na ye President Mahama na see the first grade A ICT plug and play ICT facility Accra Digital Center Shedanye siwo ICT facility the biggest business process outsourcing and then Mahama nti ubetumi anya baby atena wo Ghana ha ya adwuma ma company or China US baby a wo wiase nyina 24/7 Mahama na yeye tibi fanipa over 10,000 adwuma if operated 24/7 Mahama
so run through the kind of
Mahama yes me call Mahama na ye data center with 650 rack space and another 45 rack space backup EWK University Untuni baby ya. Dia Bawumia kan wansemi. O say me mama will be licenses on koye fiber optic it my yard there. Na DVL for afibia unim ka so mo register. What is a baby abagana babeka say? Ma breso DVL for a license 1 million cars into your achievement. Umo be license and no your achievement. As the same way. Then intro number 7. Ora Bawumia say Ghana card President Kufuor na de bae. Say na Kufuor 20 we di oyi ni free mu enye they be say Ghana card on the buy nti ena papa Kufuor buy or man credit and oyi John Mahama ni NDC free mo and now Felix I'm sure he read to you the report of the technical committee 3-member technical committee ye Bawumia obedi o mampenya be di akire February 2017 or power mo say o mo hwe Ghana card mo
Felix
and according to them na adwuma ayaye registration ayaye over 16 million cars are na to agu over 12 million they na distribute to over 900,000 omo beto contractor na margins group aye public private partnership and on Bawumia cars or montoaso the contract being implemented today according to Ken Atefua they came and met it omo ba ye na register foreigners na register bebre na register Ghana for bebre en sacha ya omo de ba mu a yes omo move Ghana for from 4 fingers biometric capture to 10 figures and from facial recognition to iris recognition. The system was there. So give what belongs to Caesar and what belongs to God. Now, Obi, made them announce, in this my last 2 minutes, Obi, here Bawumia say bold solutions for the future. Nenegana former Brunisi Mizana say, what about bold solutions for today? And nay, one away your mampenya be the chow Ghana sika semi in aso. E-levy kwadwo opon kroma se wo na wo de bae se wo pepa se wo betumi ayi afiri wade na wonyi free one FM wo ka so be move here from taxation to production ade na wonyeye bet levy bet in ya enen kura kwatwa bet nya sika kakra na ya to 10% Bawumia na de call cabinet mayaji tu mu enti otrofo wo be petu mi 2020 August okotena Peace FM ehiafo na yusu momo de ya taxe unya atumi ya na ade bae. What does that mean? Say yetie Bawumia no dadaya oba or the beba. Look, most of these taxes like emission taxes ne de VAT on electricity. Mate. IMF negotiations na akwa akofa ba meboa. Why na lead IMF negotiations Bawumia? Ono na aje sa atuo we nyina atum. enti obeka kyerɛ wo sɛ obɛyɛ free wa wo dada obeka kyerɛ wo sɛ ɛsɛ kura de hina abufu ne sɛ Joma ama promises and Bawumia wia on say 24-hour economy ni de wadi kan already killer gu ne ho animas into 20 million but Mahama say I will complete constitutional review process Bawumia wia Mahama say I will cancel ex gratia Bawumia wia Mahama say I will reduce the size of government and work with not more than 60 ministers Bawumia wia no originality
so I know they are about 50 hours
50 not more than 60 can be 50. Oh, you don't know?
Of course.
Not
more than 50.
Now, Bawumia say yetimi the nipa 50 or no obetimi the nipa 50 around the government. And as vice president in Pokeke, ne office in presidential staffers ni advisors in 25 no. Penyifo say amfo and a challenge Akra onhina obeye am robber no. Osua no wi ankwa munam. Vice President in 25 A's and staffers. So this is a man bereft of credibility and any vision whatsoever.
Yeah, that's it.
And I know without a shadow of doubt to say, come 7 December 2024, Ghana for betin suit sukoko. Ghana for be rejected no. Near the John Mahama ba. Your biggest problem confronting us in Numa, Bawumia said nothing about jobs. Only any vision on jobs. Oh, really? Not even one. Not even one. Richard Ahiagba, not even one job creation vision.
Digital 21 million.
Digital day. Digital what?
Why you didn't?
Digital what? Now the CN or the digital not creating you must say. Momo free say am crowd. Say CN or the digital not create. Okay. And na the medical to ni oh be 1 second. Umu chair. Enye mi nua no. Mama 1 minute am come asam na umu chair. Obi ma me ka we. Ye nua no ma kramofo bi ka bibi kyere me. Enti Alhaji Bawumia Obi Pentecost elder we de boamene yanka why enti trumu mema ware mane ma ware na ese ye mofra no sebi trumu obi a Pentecost for aso de agina se Ghana omo person mo be president nyina obi am ye hu ni position no Bawumia timi atwere 73 page speech wanka ho asem all because trumu for sika aye campaign.
Oh, now so say me now.
Sebi preduasa. Or pesa game for sika aye campaign. President Mahama say me assemblies of God ni. Sa dia no me yin tumu da. Bawumia Muslim ni. Oh, I don't know, Christian by day, Muslim by night. Wo
or you Muslim.
Or you Muslim, Madiatu. Nan kramoni awode we kra de haram kese. Vision for Ghana. Obi also be boy am liberalize ya adwen 73 pages, not even a word on LGBTQ. Me say this man is an agent of the LGBT.
Sami akoswa
Richard Ahiagba.
Okay. But kind story no.
But so it's a different projects which was done. You don't know.
No.
Oh,
the laying of fiber optic cable. That's
yes. Kofo did some, but that is not what we are taking credit for.
But
what I'm talking about is what Danida. The Danish government gave us $38 million to do, and President Mahama commissioned it in 2015.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is that what I'm telling you is that the business of laying the fiber optic cable
started before us. Oh, that's correct.
So okay. So and Obi also so now the level of internet penetration compare 2016 to now, it was about 34%. Okay, when we took over in 2016. Today it's about 72%. Okay, about 72%. Number two, you see, a friend say the airport, a passport, all canon. It's a shame that there's no time. And even the Ghana.gov issue.
We can come back next week.
No problem. But the point is that the vice president, the point now we're making, on can't say with two corruption as you, or see we are using digitalization to fight corruption. What he said was that before the digitalization, the number of passports that were processed, the amount realized, compared to when digitalization came, the number of passport processed and the amount, showed that there were leakages. Sika amount for a takey or unrighteously. So there was about, I think, before digitalization, the revenue realized in a particular year was about 11.8 million. Following that digitalization, the revenue shot from that 11.8 million to 94 million. So the claim he was making is not to say we're too corruption. I say, Obia ni we are some too corruption. I say, but what I say, he was saying, the process is leading us to. Into say, to me 94 Obi continuous implementation. Bet me, I say, we will get more revenue and more passports will be processed on time, 24/7. That's what he was saying. It is. I mean, I know can some na no atobo Obi. Who say or strategically no vision. I say my person okay. Want to me and Kawebi. Want to so and to me and form the mama yanka. A do bra young fa or more than meka. The idea is say the idea that Obi, the idea say Obi criticizing no Obi biara we are to hebiano Obi to be criticizing. Jesus cry criticizing. And you know they are all in hano. It's not the idea be or my man ye. The record suggests say NDC wa bemwa Ghana konechi. MPP ba ben mu Ghana konenim they all can say and I am of predict say ya ba economy be ni 8% over me ba no wo ka kire ni say there be tete wo na ka say tete obi sa ni say enti say e no matroka akora no ade IMF aka no nka ebetumi ateni ana ontumi anyi sa question
Matias obi Richard Richard obi who be set record way obi don't try
communications officer Richard Ahiagba director communications 3 minutes now sir 15 minutes now because I'm farmer Richard no me obe 18-20 minutes don't let us do that
obi program so
sound
obi ti sare dia ko baby obi de dikan me nua say opeso or discuss a vision de bebo na manatimi activity na se na discuss no
nti mu book na
me penasem pa 24-hour economy ho print back ma donate the amount ebiam so de atoso bi enu John Mahama and then ma publish the policies 60 we dikan dia tudwa at various fora me man a hard copy onko no nkusua na wajai sansem weka uko mi Facebook wall edaho uko Twitter edaho. These are 60 visionary policies announced by the flag bearer. Afei obi minu ya say NDC betena konwa so ayekoya chi MPP ba ayekoya nim yakoya nim anything na dollar na obi don't
next
do
week,
that
no,
give me my time.
Oh hold on
give me my time. I will be there now.
Why 2 hold on next week
minimum say Kofi Bento say oye adwuma ma Bawumia wo so mo de waka ho ana is it on the director for research is it Kofi Bento is director for research and strategy at the White House Bawumia office. It's an important point. Let me make that. Okay, let me say it here. Everything I said about Bawumia online passport application, the BIA fiber optics, he has not been able to disprove one. The vision of John Mahama is here. Again, it is not true. Say NDC bar yakoyachi omone de yakoyanim yenim omode yakwa ne se omode 40 taxes abegu yeso yenim omode yakwa ne se omode inflation fi 15% echo 54% yenim omode yakwa ne se omode interest rate akọ over 32% and the interest rate here the highest in Africa. Ghana interest rate here the highest in Africa. Yenim omode yakwa ne se omode unemployment rate akọ do 14%.
Musisi policy
obi mamelande yenim omode yakwa ne se omode Ghana ka 24 hours atra 600 billion na ne ka amene ya yentimi ntua ya policy yenim yakwa ne se omode dollar. Are you listening to me? Omode dollar every 4 cedis and the dollar is almost 13 cedis. So please, our economy no.
Thank you for joining PENDREAM TV. We really appreciate your time. Please, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so for us. Hit the notification bell for more updates. Thank you.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.